Building systems instead of goals, the key to real change. Introduction. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Linguist Sync. I'm your host, Jamie Walker, and I'm glad you are here with me today. This episode will take us into a simple but powerful idea that can change how we live our daily lives. It is not about chasing big dreams only, but about creating something steady that holds us even when life feels heavy. Most people begin the year with strong energy. They write down goals, make big plans, and imagine how everything will improve. At first, the motivation feels high, but after some weeks, the energy drops. Then, the same cycle repeats, and many people feel like they are starting all over again. This is not because they are weak or lazy. It is often because they do not have a system that supports them when motivation fades. A goal sounds good, but it does not carry you when you are tired, stressed, or distracted. A system, on the other hand, helps you keep moving forward with small and clear steps. Think about this. A system makes your choices easier and lighter. You do not have to think about everything every day because the structure is already there. It guides you even when your mind is not in the mood to make decisions. That is why a system feels more stable than a goal. In this episode, we will talk about why systems matter more than goals. We will look at how daily actions can shape the kind of person we are becoming. We will also learn how to design patterns that feel natural and not forced. And most importantly, we will explore how systems can bring more peace and clarity into everyday life. Part 1. Why goals fail. Many people are taught that setting goals is the most important step in building a better life. A goal gives direction and something to aim for, and that sounds inspiring in the beginning. But after some time, the energy disappears and people return to old habits. This is why many feel disappointed and believe they are not good enough. The problem is not the dream itself. The problem is that a goal does not support you when life gets difficult. A goal is only a statement written on paper. It cannot hold you up when you are tired or when daily challenges arrive. That is why many people stop in the middle of their journey. A system, however, is different. It is something you live every day, not just something you hope for. A system gives you a routine, a clear path, and repeated actions that keep you moving forward. It does not need extra motivation because it works on action, not on feelings. Think about this. A goal says, I want to get stronger. A system says, I will exercise for 20 minutes every morning. A goal says, I want to save money. A system says, I will set aside a small amount every week. The system is proof, not just a wish. Part 2. Choosing actions that match the life you want. Real change begins when your actions match the life you want to live. It is not enough to only talk about what you want, your behavior has to show it. Every small choice you make is like a vote for the type of person you are becoming. These choices slowly create your future. Many people say they want to live in peace, but they start every day with noise and distraction. Others say they want to feel stronger, but they avoid movement and stay in their comfort zone. Some say they want freedom in their life, but they waste hours on things that give no value. Words and wishes do not build change. Repeated actions do. This is why alignment matters. If you want a calm life, maybe you begin your morning without checking your phone. If you want more strength, you start with one simple exercise you can repeat. If you want more stability, you spend your time on tasks that actually move you forward. These are small, but they are real. So the question is simple. Do your daily actions match the person you say you want to be? If the answer is yes, then your system is working for you. If the answer is no, then it is time to change your patterns. Because in the end, your daily actions are stronger than any big dream. Part 3. Patterns that feel natural, not forced. One reason people fail to stay with their routines is because they try to copy someone else's plan. They see an idea online or read it in a book and then try to live by it even if it does not fit their life. This creates resistance and stress. Over time, they stop because it feels too heavy. The truth is, a system should feel like support, not punishment. It should feel like something that gives you energy, not something that steals it. If your habits feel unnatural, you will not keep them for long. Real transformation begins when your patterns fit who you are today. For example, if you enjoy quiet mornings, use that time to reflect, plan, or simply sit with your thoughts. If you naturally like evening walks, turn that into a daily habit of reflection or light exercise. If you already drink coffee at the same time every day, connect it to another habit like reviewing your goals or reading. The key is to build around what feels natural. You do not need to force discipline that belongs to someone else. Instead, design habits that match your rhythm. This way, your system feels lighter and you will keep going even when life gets complicated. Part 4. Focus on today only. Many people carry too much pressure because they think about everything at once. They worry about the future, regret the past, and try to fix their whole life in a single day. This makes the mind feel heavy and create stress. But the truth is, the only time we can control is today. When you stop carrying the whole future on your shoulders, life feels lighter. You do not need to solve every problem right now. You only need to ask yourself, what is one step I can take today that matches the life I want? That is enough to keep moving. If your goal is better health, today you can drink more water or take a short walk. If you want more financial stability, today you can choose one small action that respects your money. If you want more confidence, today you can do one thing that makes you proud. One day, one action, one step. This focus removes the heavy feeling of always being behind. It brings presence instead of pressure. It helps you build rhythm instead of rushing. And when you live this way, tomorrow naturally becomes lighter because today was already strong. Part 6. Stop chasing outcomes and fix what you repeat. Many people spend their time chasing outcomes. They imagine the moment they will finally get the perfect body, the dream job, or the approval they are waiting for. At first, this dream feels exciting, but soon frustration grows. The reason is simple. Results don't come just from dreaming. They come from what you repeat every day. A goal can give you a picture of where you want to go, but it cannot carry you there. What actually carries you is your behavior, your routines, and the repeated patterns you repeat when no one is watching. If your daily actions don't change, then the outcome will not change either. The truth is, you do not rise to your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. Think about how you spend your time each day. Do you start your morning with distraction? Do you let stress guide your choices? Do you waste hours on things that bring you no value? These repeated actions matter more than the dreams you write down, because they are the real building blocks of your future. The good news is that you do not need to change everything at once. You can start with one pattern that is hurting you the most. Replace it with a better habit that feels real and repeatable. For example, if you waste time scrolling on your phone, replace that with a short walk or a few minutes of reading. Small shifts, repeated often, create powerful change. This is why the focus should not be on the finish line, but on the daily rhythm. Results are not the real goal. Behavior is. What you do every day is shaping who you are becoming. When you choose to fix what you repeat, you are no longer waiting for life to change, you are building change step by step, one action at a time. Part 6. Train your brain to crave daily small wins. Your brain is always learning from what you repeat. It remembers the things that feel good, the things that bring comfort, and the things that give you quick relief. This is why many people find themselves reaching for distraction or comfort instead of growth. The brain has been trained to look for easy rewards. But the truth is, you can retrain your brain to enjoy progress instead of escape. The easiest way to begin is by creating small wins every day. A small win is any action that proves to you that you are moving forward, even in a tiny way. It could be finishing a short task, preparing a healthy meal, or taking a 10-minute walk. These may look small from the outside, but inside they build confidence. Each one is a signal that you are keeping your promise to yourself. Most people wait for big results before they allow themselves to feel proud. They think they must reach a huge milestone before celebrating. But waiting for something big can take too long, and during that time, many give up. Small wins give you proof today, not years from now. They remind you that progress is already happening. To make this work, you need to notice and record your wins. If you finish an important task, pause and recognize it. If you stay calm in a situation that normally upsets you, write it down as a victory. The act of noticing tells your brain that this moment matters. Over time, your brain will start to crave that feeling and look for more ways to repeat it. The goal is not to collect perfect achievements, but to build momentum. When your brain connects progress with positive feeling, discipline feels lighter. You begin to enjoy the process instead of waiting for the ending. And as the small wins stack up, your identity starts to change. You see yourself as someone who shows up, someone who follows through, and someone who keeps moving forward. Part 7. Change what you do, not how you feel. Many people wait until they feel ready before taking action. They wait for motivation, for confidence, or for the perfect mood to arrive. But waiting does not bring change. If you only move when you feel good, you will stay stuck in the same cycle. Real progress begins when you act first and let your feelings catch up later. Feelings are not stable. They change with weather, with conversations, or even with random thoughts. If you let emotions decide your choices, your life will feel like a roller coaster, up one day, down the next. But when you let action lead the way, you build something more steady. You show yourself that you can keep going even on hard days. Think about it this way. You don't need to feel full of energy before you move your body. Just start with one small action, like putting on your shoes or walking for 5 minutes. You don't need to feel completely confident before speaking up. You can speak first, and confidence will grow from the experience. Action is the teacher. Feelings follow. Of course, there will be days when emotions are heavy. You may feel tired, anxious, or unmotivated. On those days, choose one action that still reflects the person you want to become. It does not need to be big. Even the smallest choice, writing one sentence, doing one push-up, or cleaning one space, can remind you that you are in control of your behavior. Every time you choose action over avoidance, you build trust with yourself. You prove that you can move forward without waiting for the perfect mood. This creates inner strength and discipline. Over time, your emotions start to respect your actions, and not the other way around. That is the quiet power of choosing what you do instead of waiting to feel right. Part 8. Design your routine to reduce overthinking daily. Overthinking is one of the biggest thieves of energy. When your mind is filled with too many choices, you end up tired before you even take action. You replay conversations, doubt your decisions, and wonder if you're doing enough. This mental noise makes even small tasks feel heavy. The problem is not always the work itself, it is the lack of structure around it. A routine helps you protect your mind from too many open choices. When you know what comes next, you don't have to waste energy deciding every detail. For example, planning your meals in advance saves you from asking the same question every day. Preparing your clothes the night before removes one more decision in the morning. Small systems like these give your brain space to think clearly. People often believe that freedom means no structure. But too much freedom creates confusion, and confusion creates stress. Real freedom comes when you design a rhythm for your day. It does not have to control every minute, but it should guide your main actions. With routine, you move through the day with less pressure and more focus. You can start small by creating anchors in your schedule. Maybe your morning always begins with a short stretch and a glass of water. Maybe your afternoon includes one quiet hour for focused work. Maybe your evening ends with a short walk or reading before bed. These simple anchors create flow, and flow helps silence the noise of overthinking. The goal is not to live like a machine, but to live with clarity. A good routine gives your mind room to breathe while keeping you steady. It removes unnecessary decisions so you can focus on what truly matters. And when your mind is calm, you notice more, enjoy more, and handle life with greater strength. That is the gift of designing your routine with intention. Part 9. Stay with the systems when results feel too slow. It's easy to stay motivated when things are moving quickly. When you notice visible change, when others give you recognition, or when your energy feels high. Staying consistent feels natural. But the true test arrives when progress slows down. These quiet periods often make people doubt their system. They start to believe that nothing is working, even though the process is still alive beneath the surface. Real change does not always appear immediately. Think of planting a seed. At first, you see nothing above the ground, but underground, the roots are forming, quietly building a foundation. If you stop watering the seed too soon, you never give it the chance to grow. In the same way, your habits need patience to show their full strength.
The challenge is that we live in a world of instant results. Fast food, fast messages, fast rewards. Everything around us teaches impatience. But life does not reward speed. It rewards consistency. The deeper the change you are building, the longer it may take. This is not failure. It is part of growth. When you continue with your system, even during slow seasons, you are building qualities that cannot be measured by quick results. You are building resilience, patience, and inner discipline. These invisible rewards are often more valuable than any external outcome. They give you the strength to keep showing up, no matter what the outside world says. So when progress feels quiet, do not abandon your system. Trust the rhythm you have created. Stay with the small daily actions, even when they look too simple. One day, you will look back and realize that you are no longer in the same place, not because of one big event, but because you chose to stay steady when others gave up. Part 10. Systems shape who you become. Every action you repeat is like a vote for the type of person you are becoming. You may not notice it in the moment, but small actions are shaping your identity. If you repeat negative patterns, they slowly pull you backward. If you repeat intentional patterns, they slowly move you forward. In the end, your systems create your future, whether you choose them or not. This is why it is important to design your habits with care. A system is not just a routine, it is a reflection of your values. It shows what you care about, what you are building, and what kind of life you are preparing for yourself. Without a system, you may drift into someone else's plan. With a system, you take ownership of your own path. Your system does not need to be complicated. In fact, the simpler it is, the more powerful it becomes. A strong system is built on small, repeatable steps that you can carry even on difficult days. Over time, those steps form a steady foundation. And from that foundation, you live with more clarity and peace. Remember, you do not rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your systems. Dreams inspire you, but systems shape you. They are the real evidence of who you are becoming. So the question is not only what do I want, but also what am I doing repeatedly to match that vision? The answer will always lead back to your systems. Closing chapter. Building a life that holds you steady. As we close this episode, I want you to think carefully about the life you are building. Not the life you talk about, but the life you live every day through your actions. Your time, your energy, and your habits are your tools. How you use them will decide the quality of your days. You do not need to wait for a perfect moment. You do not need to feel fully ready. You simply need to take the next small action that matches the life you want. Repeat it tomorrow and again the next day. That is how real change grows. Quietly, steadily, one step at a time. Life will not always be calm. There will be seasons of stress, doubt, or waiting. But if you have a system, you have something that holds you steady. A system becomes your anchor when emotions are loud, when results are slow, or when motivation is gone. It keeps you grounded and reminds you who you are becoming. So, my friend, start where you are. Build the habits that reflect your values. Create patterns that feel natural and give you strength. And most of all, trust the process of repetition. Because when your actions and your vision begin to match, you no longer need to chase change. You live it every single day. Before we end, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what is one system you want to start building in your life? Your answer might inspire someone else in this community to take action too. Thank you for listening to Linguisync. I'm Jamie Walker, and I'll see you in the next episode.